Hello, I'm Ray Luna. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. For today's reading, we're looking into who you are becoming next, what energies you're moving into, what's coming next in your life, basically what's influencing you into becoming this new version or next version of yourself. So for group number 1, we have the 9 of Cups. For group number 2, we have the Ace of Cups. For group number 3, we have the 5 of Swords. For group number 4, we have the 9 of Wands. And for group number 5, we have Justice. So take your time and pause the video if needed. And when you have decided on a pile, head to the description and click on the correlating timestamp to receive your reading. Hello, group number 1. So you chose the 9 of Cups. And with your other cards here, we have the 2 of Pentacles, the 3 of Wands, the 2 of Swords, and the Sun. So what I see for who you are becoming next, something that stands out to me with the 9 of Cups is that in the photo or the picture, it seems like there's a little devil or a little character under the man's arm in the picture. So this kind of makes me think of taking control of parts of yourself that might cause difficulty for you, kind of like a shadow side or your light side. It also makes me think of like the bad traits of yourself, the bad habits of yourself. I see this as like you're getting them under control, and everyone has traits that cause difficulty for them. So I'm not saying this as like an insulting way. I'm saying this like things that cause you difficulty about yourself. You're kind of moving into a time where you're finding your own superpowers, your own strengths. You're finding out what works for you in a way you're not being hindered by yourself anymore. So an example of this, for instance, with the 2 of Pentacles and the 2 of Swords, I see this as a form of procrastination. So maybe some of you guys have difficulty with putting things off or waiting to do things until the last second. That could be one of your shadow traits or something you struggle with. So this is saying like part of who you're becoming next is you're not letting these things stop your success. Like you're overcoming them, even if you want to do them still, or you're having trouble with them still, like you're overcoming them so they don't affect you as much or how they did in the past. You're choosing to move forward and make plans so you can have happiness, so you can have success. Like you're not letting this stop you anymore. Like, for instance, like sometimes people might procrastinate not because they don't want success, but maybe they're afraid, like maybe it won't work, so they don't do it at all. Or maybe, they're afraid, like if it does work, like what's going to happen? Like you don't even know what to expect, right? So it could be something like this, but what I see here, it's like you guys are going to be able to move forward and be more satisfied with yourself, because the 9 of Cups talks about self-satisfaction. But as I said in this picture, the man's holding this little devil or this little character there, and he's controlling things that would stop him otherwise so he can have success. I see this as like self-discipline. You guys are having more discipline so your plans can come true. And we see that with the 3 of Wands, setting out to plan an enterprise, something new. And then the Sun, happiness and joy. But this is because of what you are doing. And I feel like you guys aren't making excuses anymore. You're being real with yourself. You're balancing out what needs to be balanced, making the choices that need to be made. And you're not putting things off anymore, because I feel like you could be seeing how it's affecting your life, causing stagnation, causing issues because maybe you didn't move fast enough on something. But this is ending, and you're going to be more like this guy in the 9 of Cups. Like he's taking control and making sure things happen. Like even though he might have negative characteristics of himself, he has a lot of positive ones too. We see that with the Sun. he has a lot of good to offer and he's changing it so he can have happiness. And I feel like that's how you guys are going to be doing things next. So I'm going to put down my next set of cards for you guys and get more insight. Okay, and with these cards here, we have Lover, light attributes, great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something, shadow attributes, obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion, trickster, light attribute, transcending convention, stuffiness and predictable behavior, shadow attribute, manipulating others through duplicity, artist, light attributes, expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the five senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically, shadow attribute, using talent as an excuse to mistreat others, posing as the starving artist to elicit pity. Then we have the Phoenix, falling, and power. So what I see here for you guys as someone you're becoming next is I feel like you guys are going to be more expressive or creative. Part of this is because I feel like you guys are going to be like, stop suppressing yourself in some way. You could be suppressing yourself. Maybe you're doing things so others are more comfortable, but like you're not doing that anymore. You want to be comfortable. So it's like you're not suppressing your own expression as much anymore. You're going to be moving into that, approaching things with more love with the Lover card. Like you're going to be focusing on things that give you love, that give you passion, that inspire you. I also see this as you taking more inspiration from a lot of different artists or people who inspire you and incorporating traits of people you're inspired by in your life. But I feel like you guys are just going to be more authentic. You're moving into more of a stronger sense of self. I also want to say here with the Lover in the previous 9 of Cups card, a message that I'm having that could help you guys or you could relate to in some way maybe is I often see a lot of talk about self-love and needing to care for yourself before you experience love or true love. And I'm not saying none of that is true. I think there is a good message in that, but for certain people, they may never have had the foundations, like they might not have had a good family, good romantic relationships, good friends, good environment to ever develop self-love, because a lot of self-love tools are given to you when you're a child. Like, some people never had the foundations to develop that properly or strongly enough, and then they have to learn on their own. That's where self-help and self-love comes in, right? So we try to improve those skills or learn them ourselves. But I feel like something that's common is that sometimes people don't mean it in a negative way, but I feel like it kind of makes it seem like if you don't have perfect self-love or if you have negative habits, it means like you're never worthy of love or you don't deserve it. And I don't like that messaging of it. So maybe this message is for you guys on like you're good enough as you are and you don't have to meet this perfect person or these perfect requirements to be deserving of love. Like even if you have trouble with self-love, that doesn't mean you don't deserve love. Like, you know what I mean? You don't have to be perfect to deserve that. And you need love and support. And especially if you haven't had that as a child. So that message just came through. I hope it helps some of you guys, but I keep feeling this like over and over again with the Lover card and the 9 of Cups. Like you're having more self-satisfaction and you're not repressing yourself anymore as a form of self-care, self-love. But I just want to say, as you become your next version of yourself, maybe you're going to realize this, like you don't have to meet this ever moving goalpost of you didn't care about yourself enough or You didn't do enough work to be deserving of love. Like, even if you still have work to do, I mean, there's people, they're always going to have work to do in their life, right? No one's perfect. You still deserve love and support. So I just want to give you guys that message, because it's very important for you guys to hear that. And what else I see here, it's like, with the phoenix and falling and power, I feel like you guys are rising to power again. Like, you're having more ability to do things in life in this next stage of who you're becoming. It's like you're the phoenix rising from the ashes, because with falling, it's like maybe you had a fall from grace, a period of difficulty where you weren't powerful, or you thought you weren't powerful, but you were. So your light, your flame went out. But coming into this next stage of your life, of who you're becoming, you're gaining this power again. You're ready to fly. You're ready to soar and take back your own power and express yourself, love yourself. But it's like you're not restricting yourself or being as harsh to yourself. And you're not thinking because you have trouble with something that means you should never have love. Like, you're learning the difference of that now in this next stage of who you are. And lastly, I want to say, with the trickster card, with this card, I feel like you guys are learning to identify people who are tricksters. You might become a little bit of a trickster yourself, and you might learn the power of persuasion and getting people off your back by deflecting what they're saying to you, deflecting what these people are trying to put upon you if it's not true, right? So I feel like you guys are going to be someone who is very creative with how you're getting people off your back with stuff, which is an interesting message. I feel like you guys are going to be able, as this new iteration of yourself, you're going to be able to just handle things in a way that's more graceful, because you're coming back from like a fall or a lack of power, a lack of belief in yourself somewhere here, I feel. You're getting rid of the negative habits of like procrastination. That can be a form of self-sabotage without knowing it. Like, you guys aren't purposely doing that, but it's like in the back of your mind you do that. So I feel like you guys are getting rid of all this stuff, and you're coming back as the phoenix, coming over all these obstacles, all these challenges, and you're having a lot of realizations that make it easier for you to accept and give love and realize you're worth it. So that was your reading group number 1. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments. If you did like it, consider liking the video and subscribing. And I wish you guys all the best. And I hope to see you guys in another video. Bye. Hello, group number 2. So you chose the Ace of Cups. And with your other cards here, we have the 5 of Pentacles, the Moon, the High Priestess, and the 3 of Pentacles. So what I see here for who you're becoming next is, with the Ace of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles, I feel like there is a fear you're moving away from. I feel with the 5 of Pentacles, it makes me feel a fear of lacking things, like fears of lacking support, feelings of lacking like happiness or just good things overall, right? But it is truly a fear. And with the Ace of Cups, I feel like you guys are allowing love in more as your next version of yourself. You're giving and receiving love more. This message has been coming up a lot in the readings, I feel. But I feel like you guys are going to be realizing what is worth giving energy to and what isn't. You're not going to be entertaining things that are making you feel left out or leaving you in the cold, because that's what the 5 of Pentacles talks about. Like, you guys aren't doing that anymore. You're saying no as this next version of yourself. And I feel like you guys have had a lot of growth. And this is where this is all stemming from, like past experiences. You're really learning the lesson. And as you guys know, like, you're watching a pick-a-card reading with the universe or spirituality. It's really annoying to be told the message of, you didn't learn this lesson, or you have to repeat this lesson. Like, No one wants to hear that message, right? So I feel like you guys are sick of hearing that message and you're not dealing with it anymore. You're like, okay, I learned the lesson. I'm not dealing this. I learned the lesson. I'm not dealing with this anymore, right? That's what I'm mainly picking up. But what I also see here with the moon in the high priestess, this is a lot of feminine energy. So even if you're a guy watching this, this could be dealing with the parts of yourself that have been repressed, put to the side, or they don't get as much attention from you. But overall, I feel like there's a dark feminine type of energy. Like, I feel like you guys could be becoming like more attractive or alluring in a way that's not like you're not purposely dressing up to be seen as attractive. You just are. Like there's an energy of you not trying, but you're receiving things because you're kind of like detached. You're not seeking all of this energy. If it comes, it's coming to you because you're the person who realizes your worth, your value, and you're attracting things to you because of that. Like you're not giving energy to things that don't deserve it anymore in this next stage of who you're becoming. But I also see here that your intuition or your ability to detect things that aren't said, that aren't spoken, like your psychic abilities, your dreams, your gut feeling, this is going to go off. Like your radar is going to go off and off and off with what you're able to detect, because there is 2 cards here talking about strong feminine energy, and that can talk about like psychic abilities and powers. So this is increasing for you guys, and this could be you seeing people and detecting them for who they really are now. And interestingly enough, with the 3 of Pentacles, this can talk about celebrating with other people, creative projects. But I feel like with these other cards here, this is like you celebrating yourself. This is you celebrating your own powers and your own abilities to make it without other people, or celebrating your own powers and abilities to move ahead as you are in this new stage. Like I feel like you guys are like I don't know how else to explain it other than it's like dark feminine energy. Like you're alluring, but unfortunately when you have this ability just to be alluring and be as you are and succeed, it can attract people towards you who don't like that, or you might have the people currently in your life being more vocal towards you because they don't like you being in this power more. So just be careful of that. But I feel like you guys are moving into a stage of life that is more beautiful for you, because it's like you're able to enjoy your own company or enjoy your own special beauty of yourself without needing validation from other people. And if other people want to validate you, that's great, but you can do it yourself and trust your own intuition about yourself, other people, and the situations you're in. And that's bringing more love to you in all areas of your life. So I'm going to put down my next set of cards for you guys and get what other messages want to come through. Okay, and with these cards here, we have the Destroyer, light attributes, releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for a new life, shadow attributes, intoxication with destructive power, destroying others' dreams or potential, poet, light attribute, expresses soul insights in symbolic language, shadow attribute, turns a lyric gift to a negative or destructive effect, gossip, light attributes, awakens consideration for the feelings of others, honoring trust, shadow attributes, thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information, betraying confidences. And then on the bottom, we have the Sleepwalker. And then next we have Freedom and the Deceiver. So a lot of these cards talk about destruction. Destruction is a form of change. So obviously you're asking who you're becoming next. That implies change already, right? But I feel like you guys could be taking on some more abilities or habits, whatever you want to call them, characteristics, where you're choosing to say no or do something that upsets other people. But I don't really feel these are like bad for you to do. I feel like you guys are just saying no and protecting your own energy or preventing other people from destroying you, if that makes sense. Like gossip, someone might be talking about you, and then if you say something back, they think you're the cruelest, meanest person there ever was, but it's like, I'm only saying that back because you said something about me. Like, people who can dish it out, but they can't take it. Some of you guys might be dealing with people like that. So that's why you're in this like dark feminine energy. Or if you see online when people will say like, oh, they're in their villain era or their villain arc, I feel like some of you guys could be moving into that a bit. But I don't truly think you're the villain or the bad person. It's just like you're choosing, like I said before, where to accept love, where to put energy, what to give, what to receive, and you're not receiving things that are like a poison to you. You're only accepting like healing things. You're not dealing with it. And I want to say I'm proud of you guys because this is hard to do. People don't realize like when you do this, it can be very isolating. And that's another reason why I'm picking up that dark feminine energy, like even if you're a guy watching this, because a lot of the times when you're choosing to be in your own power and respect yourself, a lot of people leave because they don't have this easy access to take what they want from you. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people who just take and, they might have their own stuff to deal with, of course. I'm not trying to shame those people either. There's usually a reason for that. But you just can't, you can't be the giver all the time, right? And that's what I'm feeling here. I also feel like with Poet in the gossip card, like I just said, people not being able to take what you say back. Like I feel like what you're saying is really true with Poet. The words you're saying are causing an extreme reaction in other people because it's resonating with them. That's why it's like what you're saying is kind of destroying them, not because you're an evil person, but like what you're saying is true and they can't come to terms with that as you're moving into this next version of yourself. You're just saying what is true, even if it's going to be bothering other people or hurt them because they're doing the same to you. You're done with that. And on the bottom here with the Sleepwalker card, this card is very interesting to me because it talks about being detached, sometimes from past trauma, or going through life kind of like on an autopilot, not really paying attention to things. And then maybe, as you're doing this, you're kind of restricted, years go by, and then you look and then you're like, oh my God, like this much time has went by and I wasn't really present for it. So for some of you guys, I feel like this could be your past self or your past experiences influencing this new you who you're becoming. So like you're learning how to detach in a healthier way by choosing better choices, leaving bad things behind. You're not just going to sit there and go on an autopilot. You're becoming more free with this freedom card, and that's beautiful. Like you're leaving these restrictions by choosing what makes sense to detach from and what makes sense to not just detach from, but actually leave or be reactive to, because people think sometimes you shouldn't say something, sometimes you shouldn't do something, but no, sometimes you have to say something or do something. Like if you don't, it can keep you in that situation. And obviously this depends because sometimes it's not safe to do that. But for some of you guys too, I could even see this as like, this isn't for everyone because this is a general reading. But for some of you guys, this could even be like leaving a marriage where you weren't truly allowed to be yourself. So now like you're free, or a relationship, a situation. There's this feeling of moving into a person who's more free and doing detachment or dark feminine energy in a way that's healthier for you or is improving your life. Like that's what it feels like. So I'm really happy for you guys because it definitely feels like a change for the better, but it's taken from past aspects of yourself, like a true evolution here. What else I see here with the deceiver card, this also makes me think of like the gossiping or the other people. So what I see here with the deceiver, there's two messages here. Some of you guys could have been lying to yourself in the past with the sleepwalker card. Like you could have been in a situation where you had to deceive yourself in order to be happy in it. Or, this could be other people doing this to you as well. Like, I'm not going to lie, it's hard to pinpoint this. It's hard to pinpoint this exact energy. But I'm picking up like maybe having to lie to yourself that you were happy, or having to follow like some set standard that you're not okay with or you don't match, and you feel like you have to put yourself in this situation or be with this person, something like that I'm picking up. But there's that breakaway of freedom. So you guys are leaving that behind as this new person, this new version of yourself. And you can truly be honest with yourself and other people, and it's going to be an improvement for you and your situation. So that was your reading group number 2. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it didn't get too heavy, but this is just what I picked up. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments. I thought this was a really cool reading. If you did like it, consider liking the video and subscribing. And I hope to see you guys in the next reading. Bye. Hello, group number 3. So you chose the 5 of Swords. And with your other cards here, we have the 5 of Wands, Judgment, the 6 of Swords, and the 5 of Cups. We have 3 5s here. And with the pick a card, there are 5 choices. So I think that's interesting because usually I won't do readings with that many piles, right? So there's a lot of 5s coming out for you guys. And 555 can mean change as an angel number. Or this number could have a special meaning to you personally. But in general, 555 is about changes. But sometimes these changes happen with something leaving you. And I don't want to scare you guys, but usually it means a change that's a little bit more chaotic, a change where something's leaving or happening crazily or suddenly to shake things up. And I feel that with the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Wands, you guys could be walking away from competition in this new version of yourself, this new way you're becoming. It's like you're walking away from competition. You're walking away from fighting, from things being hectic, which is an interesting energy to pick up, because sometimes what I feel for a lot of people in other readings, sometimes people will be stepping into that energy, being more competitive, setting more boundaries or what have you. But for you guys, I feel like you're moving into this energy of accepting something leaving, accepting some type of loss. Like you're not losing something huge, but it's like you're choosing to lose a battle. You're choosing to walk away from something. You're not fighting as much because it's kind of like for your own sanity. And something else I notice here is in all of these cards, there is someone in the background watching from the top. And it's just kind of crazy to me because, like, in the first card, the 5 of Swords, there is a man, it looks like, in the sky. The second card, the 5 of Wands, there's an angel. The Judgment card, there's a woman. The 6 of Swords, it looks like another angel. And the 5 of Cups, there's another angel on the top left corner. So it's like I feel like there's an element of being watched or judged in some way. And then obviously you have the Judgment card, which can talk about that too. But sorry, my cat decided to bomb your guys' reading. So I'll start the point after I get her out of the way. Sorry about that. I usually would cut something like that out, but since the cards were moved, I want you guys to see why. But anyway, like I was saying, there's an element of someone else, like a third party, watching in or looking over you. It's just kind of weird because I can't exactly pick up why. Like, I can't tell if this is someone who has passed on and you're continuing something they wanted. For some of you guys, I can't tell if this is a third party of someone who kind of made you take a certain path in life, like a parent or someone who had authority over you, other people watching you. It's very strange here, but I'm picking this up strongly. And what else I see here, it's like with the Judgment card and the Six of Swords, it seems like you're moving to another stage in life. There could be something you enjoyed doing that involved competition. This could be like a sport or anything that involves like competing with other people. You might have once enjoyed this, but now it's like you're moving away from it or it's time for you to leave it. But there's some sadness involved. So even though you're becoming this new person and there's good for you, there's still sadness here with the Five of Cups, because you're moving away from something that once brought you fulfillment, that once brought you that joy. And I also feel like there's an element here too, like maybe some of you guys enjoyed being competitive, but now it's like this reflection on it, this reflection on the old lifestyle you're leaving behind into a new one. You're realizing how it could have brought you some difficulty with the Five of Cups. You're realizing how it might have harmed you in some ways. That's what I'm picking up here. I feel like some of you guys might have done like competitive sports as a child, or there's something like this here. I know modeling can be that way, like competitive. Like there's something here where you were being judged or compared, and this is leaving you now as this new person you're becoming. So I'm going to put down my next set of cards for you guys and see what other insights come through. Okay, with these cards here, we have athlete, light attributes, dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit, shadow attributes, misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends, false sense of invulnerability and entitlement, knight, light attributes, loyalty, romance, and chivalry, a love of honor, shadow attributes, allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle, romantic delusions, seeker, light attribute, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are, shadow attribute, inability to commit to a path once found. And then on the bottom here, we have the philosopher, transformation, and the sage. So there's a lot of cards here that talk about reflecting and gaining knowledge, wisdom, using your intellect. So I feel like this new person or this person you're becoming next, they're more of like an intellectual. They're slowing down and being more observant. You guys are being more observant, I'm saying. You're kind of looking over things and reflecting your life, possibly as a result of leaving this competitive energy that you once were in. Or, like I said, that third party, like maybe there was a parent or someone who wanted you to continue this or go on a certain path. Like maybe they had a similar one. Like sometimes people take after their parents' job or career, or maybe their parent wanted to be like a ballerina and then they made it so their kid would be one. I'm picking up some type of energy like that. That doesn't have to be for everyone, but I'm picking up that element. So I feel like you guys are moving away from maybe doing something that wasn't completely your destiny, or if it was, it's time for you to have a new one now. So I see you guys walking away and looking for what you're going to do next that's more fulfilling. What can take its place, what can fill a void here. And with the philosopher and the sage, it's like, this makes me think of reflecting, like with wisdom, knowledge, books, being more within yourself, or I even pick up like If you guys know the Hermit Tarot card, it's like being a teacher, being a guide, taking a place back, but that doesn't mean you're inactive as who you're becoming next. You're just being active in a way that's more observant, or it's more calm. You're not having to be like as forceful or with the energy of competition that can be chaotic. Like, you're going to be doing things from a more laid back perspective because you need change, you need transformation here with that card. Shifting, becoming different for your own growth. But I definitely feel here that whatever you're doing next as this someone you're becoming, I feel like you guys are meant to leave maybe this comparison behind too. I mentioned that previously, because with the athlete card, sometimes people who are athletes or do like competitive things like models, dancers, anyone who does competition, you might be constantly compared to other people or have to perform like perfect or a certain way. So I feel like you guys moving into this next stage or a new person, the way you are, it's like you could be reflecting on how you can change this. With the Knight card, I feel like Knights do things in a structured way to give honor and be like respectable. So maybe you guys are trying to change things you learned that you once thought were like honorable or respectable to do, but now it's like not matching you anymore. Or you have to change this process so it can be more that way to you now. But there's something here with the athlete, but I feel like it's a past energy, and I keep picking this up. Like, some of you guys could have a complex related to being an athlete or doing something competitive, and this is causing you to seek more knowledge to change your life and walk away from this. Some of you guys too, with the philosopher and sage, you could be becoming someone more spiritual. I even pick up spiritual teacher because I envisioned the Hermit card in my head, even though that wasn't pulled here. This is the energy I'm picking up. You could be teaching or moving on to helping other people, but this next version of you is undoing past habits or ideas that were put on you from a third party or from a competition, from being watched. You're walking away from these things and learning to find your own path, your own answers in your own way by being curious and seeking out this knowledge. So I really respect you guys, because that is something that can be challenging to do, but also I feel like whatever this was, I feel like there could have been some love with it at one point, but now it's not working, or you have to, like, you're recognizing, I mean, that there was something that wasn't right with it or wasn't good. It's just very interesting to me what I'm picking up. But you're realizing that now. So again, there could be some sadness here, but overall, I feel like you guys are walking away into something better, and you're going to find answers on your journey as you're researching, asking more questions, and reflecting about your own life. But some of this too, like, I can't tell you all the answers here because this is for you guys to find out and do more work with. But I'm still glad that I can tell you all the rest of these messages. So that was your reading, group number 3. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. And if you did like it, consider liking the video and subscribing. And I hope to see you guys in another reading. Bye. Hello, group number 4. So you chose the 9 of Wands. And with their other cards here, we have the 10 of Cups, the Hermit, the Ace of Swords, and the Star. So what I see here for who you guys are becoming next, with the 9 of Wands, this card can talk about sometimes feeling defensive, feeling a lack of something and having to fight back. But in this reading, I feel like you guys are feeling like you've done the work in this new stage. You're feeling happy or satisfied with the 10 of Cups, like stable with your family or comfortable with yourself. You're feeling a sense of completedness here, I feel, or joy, but you want to add more. You want more of that. it's interesting because for some reason I thought of this too, like having a bucket list or a list of things you want to do in this lifetime before you pass on. That's what it is if you guys don't know. But I feel like with a bucket list or having a list of things you want to do in this lifetime, things you want to achieve, I feel like you guys are having a realization as this next stage of life or this person you're becoming. You're realizing there are a lot of things that you want to do and complete still, and you're building a safety net or stability for yourself so you can go ahead and start checking things off that list. That doesn't mean that you guys haven't done anything previous that isn't a good experience. There are good experiences previous. I'm just saying, like, you guys want more of that. And I feel like you guys are having a realization of life is short. There's things you want to do. What can you do now to enjoy and get more out of life? That's what I'm picking up here for who you're becoming next. I also want to say here too, with the Hermit card and the Ace of Swords, I feel like there's an element of, I can't tell if you guys maybe previously have had this happen to you, like in childhood, but some of you guys might have had not as many experiences as other people. Even if you had some good ones, like maybe you feel like other people have done more fun or exciting things, and this is starting to get you to think of things you want to do and what would give you joy, what would give you happiness. But I do feel here that you do have some stability as this new person you're becoming, but it's like because of this, you're deciding to use that good time to have more for you. I feel like there's a lot of hope here too with the star. When I think of this, I'm thinking like new adventures, fun times, wish fulfillment, dreams come true, like going to a place you always wanted to, but you haven't had the chance. Like, this is what I'm picking up for you that's happening next. I also want to say here with the Ace of Swords, I feel like you're taking more initiative and action because of these thoughts that are coming to you as a result of your own reflections. And it's only going to bring you happiness and feelings of like, you know, this is my dream come true. So I'm really excited for you guys, like a very simple message here. So I'm going to put down my next set of cards for you guys and get any more insights that want to come through. Okay, and with these cards here, we have Scribe, Light Attribute, Preserving Knowledge and Information, Shadow Attribute, Altering Facts or Plagiarizing Others' Work, Midas, Miser, Entrepreneurial or Creative Ability to Turn Anything to Gold, Delight in Sharing Life's Riches, Shadow Attributes, Hoarding Money and Emotions, Obsessive Fear of Losing Your Wealth, Fool, Light Attributes, Fearlessly Revealing Emotion, Helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy, Shadow Attribute, Using humor to wound rather than liberate, Denial of your emotional truth. And then we have Searching, Storm, Immortality. So what I see here is I first want to go to mortality because this is what I'm picking up here too, like with the bucket list, the list of things you want to do before you pass on. It's like weird. I feel like maybe you guys are realizing, as I previously said, life is short, but it's like you could have had an experience where you're realizing like the importance of your time and how you need to use it and enjoy the moments now and the people you're with now before it's too late. And I don't mean that like as a bad like thing coming to you. Like, I just feel like you're realizing this as this person you're becoming, and you don't want regrets. That's why you're doing this. That's why you're looking for things to do, have more experiences. I feel like I'm picking up to like travel, wanting to go more places, do more things. That's the overall energy I'm picking up for you on who you're becoming next here. Like, you're just not wanting to waste time. You're wanting to have great experiences with friends and family. Like, you're trying to make the most of every minute. Like, time is money. But for you, it's not like a literal money. It's like you want to be enriched by these experiences, these adventures, with the Fool too that talks about that, wanting new adventures, traveling, going out there, having fun, not taking life so seriously, because sometimes when you're taking life so seriously, you miss out on a lot of experiences. And sometimes our life isn't like that because we choose it. It could be circumstances. So now the way I feel it, it's like the getting's good now or soon to be. So that's why you're going to start planning these things or doing more adventures because of this. And if you guys have a family, either a partner or children, you're definitely going to bring them along and give them like a childhood you didn't have, or give them enriching experiences they're going to remember into adulthood. I'm picking that up as well. I also pick up here a message of sometimes when people are children, they don't always get the experiences they want. So as an adult, they might buy toys or go on trips that they wanted to since childhood, but they do it as an adult so they can rewrite their story and have the experience they wanted, but they couldn't. So some of you guys could be doing this with your journey on who you're becoming next. This could be an important part in that for some of you guys, like rewriting your story with Scribe, like making negative events you experienced, like thinking them over instead of the negative event that happened or feeling that you felt. You're reimagining it, or you're reenacting it in a way where you're changing it to be a positive event, a positive experience as a form of therapy for yourself. And for some of you guys, this will be emotional, but I feel like it's healing. So this is really awesome. I don't know. I just want to say this too, like, don't feel silly too if you're doing this, because I feel like people who don't understand might judge you, but they don't know because they're not in your experience or in your shoes. So please do this if you're planning on that. Or if I'm just giving you this idea as a message from Spirit and you're resonating with it, run with that. Don't feel like you can't do this or you're limited. I'm also picking up here too, like, I feel like your message, group number 4, your messages are a lot shorter than the other group, but this is good because like they're straightforward and to the point of what I'm picking up here. I feel like this is saying to like with searching and storm, it's like I'm feeling like after the storm, there's more calm, there's more peace in this person you're becoming, this new stage. So you're able to look for these pieces and find what is working out for you, what's making you whole, and how you can clear, clean up after the storm. Like, that's what I'm picking up as a metaphor, like writing what happened in the past that you don't like. But this feels very healthy. Group number 4, like, I don't feel like this is negative. Like, everything here feels like this new person you're becoming is fully healing and is just like a lovable person who just wants to experience so much. And like, instead of being shameful or embarrassed, like, you're fully embracing this and going ahead with it and just enjoying life. And you're going to get so many new experiences that you're going to remember for the remainder of your life, the rest of your life. And if you have a family here, because some of you guys I'm picking up, you do, this is going to be something that impacts your children, and it prevents them from having to do something like this in their own life later on because you healed the generational curse or the story here. That's what I'm picking up. So I'm really happy for you guys. And I hope I didn't like ruminate too much on saying certain things over again, but I wanted to get the message across, and I hope you guys understand what I'm saying here because this is really important. But that was your reading, group number 4. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. If you did like it, consider liking the video and subscribing. And I hope to see you guys in another reading. Bye. Hello, group number 5. So you chose justice, and with your cards here, you have the Two of Wands, the Hierophant, the Knight of Wands, and the World. So what I'm seeing here for who you're becoming next is, I feel that who you're becoming next with the Justice card is you might be paying more attention to how things are balancing out in the world and in your own life. So you might be realizing cause and effect, how what you do affects other people, how what other people do, how that's affecting you in your own life. And I feel like there is more importance on this, okay? Maybe this is something that you feel passionate about, like maybe you feel the world is unjust, so you could be doing more in your personal life or paying attention to things that show how you can make a difference in the world, how you can impact the world to be better. And what else I see here with the Two of Wands, as you see in the card, the picture there, it looks like the person is standing on the ledge, like they're about to jump over it and take charge and start taking action. And I feel like you guys, who you're becoming next, is you're someone who is not afraid to take action and do more. And we also see that with the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands can be someone who's kind of courageous, a little fiery. They're willing to go on trips and adventures and take actions, even if it means traveling to a whole different new place. So that's what I'm seeing here. I also feel too with the Hierophant, some of you guys could be becoming someone who is relying more on faith. And of course, like everyone watching has different ideas. So some of you guys could be turning to religion or God. Some of you guys could be more spiritual, and you could be relying more so on the universe and having faith that what you want to manifest will come true. Trying to be more high vibrational. So this could be different things for different people, of course. But I feel like you guys are going to be moving into a stage where you're relying more on faith, God, spirituality, to help you through these injustices and the negatives you see in the world. This person who you're becoming, I feel like you guys have a clearer mind's eye. So this is like your third eye, your ability to see through illusions and old setups of things. Like you're able to see the truth, right? And I feel like you're just starting to recognize this at a higher level and in a deeper way. With the World card too, this isn't for everyone, but the Hierophant and the World, some of you guys could be getting married and starting family, like having kids, becoming a mother, becoming a father. Maybe this is why some of you guys are starting to notice a lot of negative things in the world or injustice that you're starting to notice because you're having kids and you're wondering, like, how is this going to affect my children? Or if you already have children, you could be thinking this. But there's something here I feel like that relates to nurturing others, particularly children or your family. There is something here with that for the person you're becoming next. Like you're going to have something important in relation to justice and protecting others. But I feel for some of you guys, this is protecting your children. If you already have children, and your new children, if you're just starting to have a family or go on this journey or have a relationship with someone, like a marriage. For those of you who that doesn't relate to you, I feel like this is you wanting to give something to the world, you wanting to metaphorically birth something that's going to stop injustice and help people, and give them faith in the world and have something to believe in to continue on. But I feel like this is a really nice message here. And lastly, what I'm picking up for this set of cards is, for some of you guys, I also feel with justice, the Two of Wands, and the Hierophant, some of you guys could have a repairing of past relationships because this new person you're becoming, I feel like maybe you could reach out to some people. They accept the offer to talk, or someone reaches out to you because they think you're willing to listen to them now, or whatever this is. I feel like there could be some resolutions happening between relationships. In some of these relationships, they could have had involvement with the law. So this could be like past romantic relationships, like past marriages, people you could have had children with. I feel like there is some sort of resolution here for those of you who have those situations because of this new person you're becoming. You might want to put these things behind you so you can focus on something new and start creating this benefit for the world, or protecting your children or your soon to be new family, or the new kids coming in for those of you having kids for the first time. That's what I'm picking up here. So I'm going to put down some more cards for you guys and see what else comes through. Okay, and with these cards here, we have Mother, light attributes, nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to life, shadow attributes, smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent, God, light attributes, benevolence and compassion, recognizing the external force within yourself and others, shadow attributes, despotism and cruelty, using power to control people, avenger, light attributes, desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself, shadow attribute, resorting to violence in the name of a cause. And then on the bottom here, we have the alchemist, tears, and peace. So I feel like the top three cards are really resonating with the first messages. So that's cool as always. I feel like every time I use these archetype cards, usually the first card will always resonate with the previous cards. But I feel like for you guys, like all these messages I just mentioned, like becoming a mother, having faith in like God, the universe, whatever you could believe in, and then justice, and then we have the Avenger. So like that came out like absolutely perfectly. But it's just very interesting because like some of you guys are definitely becoming a mother or father, having to nurture and take care of someone else. For those of you who aren't interested in that, this could even be having a pet and taking care of them. And maybe just by taking care of a pet, or for those of you having children, your own children, starting a family, or realizing how there's a lot of injustice. This could be within systems within the law that protect families, like if you've been through divorce or have kids with someone else you're divorced with now, or you see the way, animals are treated when you adopt them, something like this. Like you're caring for a child, an animal, someone else, and the systems in place that protect those groups. There could be something wrong with that you realize as, you're dealing with this process of nurturing those groups. There's something here I'm picking up with that. Injustice, like some of you guys, this could be the person you're becoming next. This could have to do with if you previously had children. Maybe your child was hurt and you want justice for them. So now like you're more concerned about taking action for the world to prevent injustices from happening to other children or people. This could be a reason why, like your motivations you're having next are because of your experience as a parent, a mother or father, or nurturing children or animals, something that needs care is causing you to have this change and become someone else. But I will say here, I feel like you guys are going to strongly be motivated, even if you think this is crazy, or you didn't really believe in a God, or maybe you like tarot, but you're not spiritual in the way that I'm picking up with this reading right now. Like, I feel like some of you guys, as you're becoming someone, the next person you're becoming, you're relying heavily more on God to take care of your problems. Like, you're leaving it up to spirit sometimes. Like, you're like, I'm not going to worry about this. I'm giving my faith up to the sky, up to the universe. That's what I feel here. But I feel like you guys are taking action on things that are causing injustice to you or your family. Or for those of you, like I said, you're single or you don't have children, you don't want children. This is a message for you. Like, you could be doing something and you could be acting as an avenger for children or animals and preventing injustice in the world because of what you've seen in your own life. With the cards down here, the Alchemist and Tears, it's funny because with the Tears card, if you guys know who Ariana Grande is, she has a song, No Tears Left to Cry. For some reason, with this card, Tears, I think of that song. But it's about healing, and I feel like you guys, this new person or this someone you're becoming, you're definitely healed, and that's why you're trying to help other people heal with injustice that has happened to them, or taking care of your own children, maybe healing from a past experience that has happened with your children, because I keep picking up children and like protecting them or helping them. But you guys are turning this past situations with the Alchemist, these injustices, and you're trying to make it something that can heal yourself or other people. You're taking a bad situation or taking bad things and making it into something good or the best possible outcome, like how an alchemist would. Or I even think it's funny too, with the whole, like, you know, the God card, the Hierophant, I think of like Jesus turning water into wine. Like, there's some level of transformation here, but it's for other people. You're taking care of other people in this new stage of life, either as a parent now, a new parent, or a person who just wants to help others move past their own difficulties after you went through a period on your own where you had tears to cry and you don't want to deal with that anymore. You're helping other people find peace, or your children, your coming family find peace. Like, you're working towards a life where things are calm and zen for everyone and no one's hurt. So I feel like you guys have a big heart and like a big mission here, spiritually on earth, because this is a lot to take on, but this is really beautiful because I feel like you guys, you're really going to find fulfillment in this with this healing you're experiencing in your new stage, and the healing you're going to bring others is also very beautiful, especially with the peace card. That's a dove, like the ultimate symbol of peace and resolution. So that was your reading group number 5. I hope you guys liked it. Consider liking the video and subscribing, and I hope to see you guys in another reading, and I wish you all the best. Bye.